Discipline. It is the invisible force that separates dreams from reality. It is the strength to rise when you've fallen, the courage to try again after failure, the will to stand tall after defeat. We admire greatness, we admire champions. But what we often forget is this: greatness is not born from comfort. It is forged in loss, in failure, in pain, and in the discipline to rise again. Let me tell you a story. The story of Michael Jordan. Yes, the greatest basketball player of all time. But before the championships, before the glory, before the legend, there was rejection, there was failure, there was loss. Jordan's early setback. As a teenager, Michael Jordan dreamed of playing basketball at the highest level. But in his sophomore year of high school, he tried out for the varsity basketball team, and he was cut. Imagine the sting, the humiliation of being told, "You're not good enough." For many, that would have been the end of the story. But not for Michael. He went home, locked himself in his room, and cried. And then he went back to work. Hour after hour, day after day, shot after shot. He used rejection not as a wall, but as fuel. That is discipline. Years later, that same young man became a star at the University of North Carolina. He hit the game-winning shot in the 1982 NCAA championship. He entered the NBA, and the world began to notice his brilliance. But even then, success did not come easy. In his first years with the Chicago Bulls, Jordan scored points like no one else. But basketball is a team game, and despite his greatness, the Bulls lost. Season after season, they were eliminated from the playoffs. He was criticized for being just a scorer, for not being a winner. So what did he do? He didn't complain. He didn't quit. He disciplined himself. He trained harder. He built his body. He studied the game. He lifted his teammates. And step by step, the losses became lessons. By the 1990s, the Bulls were unstoppable. 6 championships, 2 three-peats. Michael Jordan became more than a player. He became a symbol of resilience, of determination, of discipline. But life struck again. And then, life hit him harder than ever before. In 1993, at the peak of his career, his father, his greatest supporter, was murdered. Devastated, broken, Jordan retired from basketball. He walked away. The world thought the story was over. But discipline does not let you stay down. After 18 months, Michael Jordan returned to the NBA. He was older, rustier, not the same. And in 1995, the Bulls lost again. Critics said he was finished, that the legend had faded. But Michael was not finished. He went back to the gym. He trained harder than ever. He rebuilt himself. And the very next season, he led the Bulls to another 3 championships. From despair to dominance, again. So what does this mean for you? It means this: discipline is not about never falling. Discipline is about what you do after you fall. When the world says, "You're not good enough," discipline says, "Watch me." When failure tells you to quit, discipline whispers, "Try again." Jordan missed more than 9,000 shots in his career. He lost nearly 300 games. 26 times he was trusted to take the game-winning shot, and he missed. And yet, he is the greatest. Why? Because he refused to stay down. Because discipline turned failure into fuel. And you have faced losses of your own. Maybe not on the basketball court, but in life. Maybe you've lost opportunities. Maybe you've lost relationships. Maybe you've lost faith in yourself. But remember this: you are still here. You are still breathing. And as long as you are alive, you have another shot. The lesson of Michael Jordan is not about basketball. It is about life. It is about falling short, facing loss, and then making the choice to rise again. The discipline to rise. The discipline to keep moving forward. The discipline to never let defeat define you. So the next time you fall, remember Michael Jordan. Remember the boy who was told he wasn't good enough. Remember the man who walked away in grief, only to rise again in glory. And then remember this: you can do the same. Your story is not over. Stand tall. Rise again. Choose discipline. Choose resilience. Choose to become the champion of your own life, because the world is waiting for the strength only you can bring.